This is the BCMM network. The following broadcast is meant solely for the enjoyment and entertainment of our audience. This is the Blue Collar Minuteman Show.
That the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life. And the window to do that is really narrowing. I mean, you were mentioning, Chris, about how all these states are reopening. They're reopening at 100%. And we have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine? So that's why I think the CDC and the Biden administration needs to come out a lot bolder and say, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are all these freedoms that you have. Because otherwise, people are going to go out and enjoy these freedoms anyway.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blue Collar Minutemen Show, where we're just a couple of guys. We're trying to help make this country great again. And if you saw the start of this, whoa, baby. Whoa, baby.
A lot of video.
Bill, what?
I have no words. I mean, they just blatantly come out and said it on CNN. Let's dangle that carrot out there. They're going to go ahead and have their freedoms anyway. We can't have that. Yeah.
Okay. Was this not what the Nazis did? I mean, how does no one recognize the correlation for what's going on now?
Hold on just a minute.
Okay. Bill's live out.
Sorry about that, folks.
Bill is recording live. Bill's out camping.
Notice the beautiful scenery behind me.
Oh, I know it.
Bit windy. What you're saying?
Oh, I mean, does no one see the correlation between what happened in the 1930s as to what the Nazis did, correlate that to what is happening now? The only difference between the two is that it's, we've got technology and they've got the media behind them. And,
The Nazis had the media behind them too. They ran the media. Just like the Democrats do.
Oh. But Bill, they're not even trying to hide it now.
Oh, so blatant now that it's so obvious. I mean, when she said they're going to go out and enjoy their freedoms anyway, well, that's why they're called freedoms.
Exactly.
You have the freedom to do what you want.
Right.
They can't. She was so worried that states were going to open up, people were going to go out and do things that, oh my God, no. Oh. And what were we talking about just a minute ago? How many people as of last week has gotten both shots in the United States?
Hey, Bill, enlighten them. How many people?
16.9% of the population is all that have received the vaccine at this time. That number comes from 16.9% of all that have been vaccinated.
Yes.
You listen to the news, everyone's flocking out to the vaccine.
Got a lot of wind there, Bill.
16.9%.
Yeah, Bill's got a lot of wind going in the background, but it's, they're when they started the vaccines, Bill, I don't know if you remember or not, but they were actually staging nurses and doctors outside so that they can make it look like on news that they were working, getting these vaccines out. And I mean, I've actually had a nurse from over in Eastern Kentucky said that there wasn't no line outside to get a vaccine. They had us all come outside. You remember that?
Yeah.
That stuff was going on.
I know.
So why would you think anything different now that they have changed their tactic in trying to push these vaccines.
And technically, by law, you can't call this a vaccine.
Tell the viewers why, Bill.
It's okay. If you read the definition of what is a vaccine, this shot that needs to go close. mRNA therapy. It changes your genes to fight this. It's not a vaccine. If you get the vaccine at this point, you still got to wear a mask. You still got to social distance. You still can't travel. Well, I think they lifted the travel restriction for fully vaccinated people, but you still got to do all this other stuff. If the thing works, why do you have to wear a mask? Why would you have to worry about if I got vaccinated? Why would I have to worry about if Elgin got vaccinated or not? Because I'm already vaccinated. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
Exactly. And then it just makes me think that they're pushing so hard. What is actually in this shot that they want us to have so bad? If you're not already thinking that, you should be. What is in this shot?
I mean, I've never seen them push anything the way they're pushing this thing. How many countries did we say have already canceled?
Oh, we
It
said
was,
it on the last show.
it was in the teens that have
yeah.
already canceled giving the shots because the side effects.
Yeah. It's like 16, I think it was 16 countries.
Yeah.
16 countries have already canceled it. And yet our leaders, our government leaders, which tend to be mainly Democrat, are pushing us to get it so badly. So badly. But Bill, this also makes me think too, if COVID was so bad and everything was so bad, why aren't we seeing people like laying in the streets? You know, if this is such a bad, virus, why aren't people falling out at work? Why aren't we seeing people, just dropping down? If this is bad.
How is there anyone living at Walmart? I mean, you would think every Walmart worker would be dead by now.
Yeah. Think, people. Think. That's all we're saying. I mean, they're not hiding it anymore. To me, Bill, it seems like that they're at such a desperation point that they don't even care.
They don't. They're blatantly just going out doing what they want. They are not trying to sneak stuff in. They're not trying to be discreet about it. They're just doing it because they know nobody's going to stop them.
And I have to believe, just by hearsay here and there, but I have to believe that a lot of these people are smarter than that, because there seems to be a lot of states that are kind of bucking back on this whole thing. Governor of South Dakota, that woman is on point. She ain't gonna let nothing happen to her constituents in her state. Wish some other states had a governor like that. But we have to, once again, look at our history. It has proven time and time again. And here we are again, back at the same point. History is repeating itself. It's packaged different. It's got a nice bow on it this time. It's got some pretty packaging, but it's the same thing. People,
speaking of history,
yeah,
everyone is like, well, get real. The government would never do anything like that. History, read your history. This same government we've got right now supposedly was vaccinating the black community. What was that, in the 50s, 40s, 50s? Down in Mississippi. So instead of vaccinating, they were injecting them with syphilis. Okay? That's the same government. The United States government did that. Oh, they would never do nothing like that. Yes, they would. They have. They have.
And let's just go ahead and segue right into the next one, because the first one goes with the next one. With your freedoms, they want to come get your guns too, because they're doing something that's so heinous that they need to take your gun. Oh, we don't shoot them.
They're doing something so bad that you're going to want to have your gun.
Oh man, I mean, you would think this is a movie that's about to start. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, what was Biden's? There's been several things he's put out in his executive order with his gun legislation. I know one of them was red flag
guns
nationwide.
The ghost guns, which I mean, there's a lot of sportsmen like to build their own guns.
Right.
He put a stop to that pretty much. The braces that go on your pistols to support. Okay. Their reasoning behind that was it turns a pistol into an assault rifle. Yeah, I know. It's idiotic. But, and then, he did a few other things, background check stuff. Maybe nothing big, dangerous yet, but it's.
I thought there was something about red flag laws across.
Well, red flag laws across the nation.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with.
No.
Somebody gets pissed off at you, they can turn you in. Somebody can come take your guns away.
See, that's ridiculous. That is, I see that more than anything, just trying to disarm the good people. Because let's say that you are a good member of society, you have your carry conceal, you've done your practice, target shooting, whatever, you can handle a weapon really, really well. You do all of those things. And let's say for whatever reason, you're coming out of Kroger one day and some guy tries to assault you and your wife, and you pull your gun on him and you're in the right. That guy backs down, but then he wants to complain on you that you're a danger.
Right.
I mean, see that happening?
I can see that happening.
And then you're basically trying to take guns away from people to protect themselves, who lawfully would have the right to protect themselves. This is stupid. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Now, here's one for you.
Okay.
You seen the guy that he just put in the how did he say it? The AFT? ATF, Mr. Biden, ATF. Of course, if anyone missed his speech, he kept calling it the AFT. And but the guy he put in charge there happens to be who? Happens to be the guy that was in charge of Waco when that went down.
When they burned everybody down in Waco. Well, at least he's trying to get somebody radical who's going to try to go in and take your guns, I guess. I really feel like the American people, and maybe I'm putting too much faith in everybody else. You know, Bill and I both served, and you know, this stuff's coming out on the news about these people Biden's put into positions. You know, I have to believe that the actual boots on the ground, meaning the actual agents who work for these agencies, are a little bit more common sense.
We hope.
We hope. And let's be honest, Bill, most of those agents are probably ex-military anyway. So I'm just saying, we all took an oath, and I stand by that oath. And I feel like that those with boots on the ground, they'll stand by that oath too. But, you know, you do have those few.
Well, you've got, I mean, if you look at what's happening to the military today, they're weeding out everybody. I mean, they're just, we're not going to have a military. So.
Oh, I know.
And I feel they're going to do the same in the other government agencies. ATF, FBI, they're just going to weed out everybody who's got a little bit of common sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, my question is who are they going to put in there? Because if they weed them out, eventually they'll be out here with us, helping us.
Tifa warriors.
E4 warriors.
Antifa warriors.
Oh, yeah, I'm scared of that. Jeez, oh, Pete. But people, they're not even hiding it anymore. They are not even hiding. And if you're okay with what Leana Wen said, I just have to ask, what is wrong with you? Because I like being able to get up, hop in my car, and decide to drive wherever I want to drive. Stay as long as I want to stay, as long as money's there, and then come back home, enjoy a good weekend, build like yourself, like you're doing right now. The ability to jump in your truck with your camper and head out. Think about that for a minute. Let that sink in. They're literally. Say that again, Bill. Wind is getting.
That's a basic right in the United States, to be able to move around freely, do what you want. I mean, that's a right. That's not a privilege.
Yeah, driving is a privilege.
Yes.
So let's understand what a privilege is. Driving is a privilege. Being able to move around is a right. I don't know what to say. I really don't. This is unbelievable to me. They said it. She said it right there on the news. Biden's trying to take your guns. They are literally trying to communize the United States.
Can you hear that mower in the background?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. They just started cutting grass.
See, I mean, and that's something else, Bill. I mean, just the ability to have your own private property, to cut your own grass when you want to go out, buy a new mower or not buy a new mower. These are all the freedoms that we have. I mean,
Make
it's
America.
right. And if people think that, well, after they get everybody vaccinated, they'll stop there. No, they're not stopping there. Once you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So once they get, the vaccines, it's going to be something else. They're already trying to get the guns. Pretty soon they'll tell you that, well, we mentioned it on a later podcast. You can't eat beef anymore. We're going to give you this taste substitute to eat. And the beef is going to be bad for you. And of course, cows farting kills the ozone layer. I'm like, what the crap?
It's crap.
I mean,
And
it's not.
And then what else are they saying?
Well, I guess I
The
could go ahead.
beautiful sunshine.
Yes.
Let's block it out. Let's get rid of the sun.
There have been so many movies made about this that we all thought, man, that's a great movie. I'm glad that's not happening.
Tell us about what Mr. Gates is wanting to do.
Bill Gates is backing a company who is wanting to block out the sun. And if I remember from the article, of course, this has been out actually for a little bit, but it's still popping up in news, you know, that Bill Gates, oh, he's such a great person. He really knows what he's doing. I don't think, as my dad used to say, and excuse my French, he don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. But they're wanting to put a shade over the earth to shade us from such harmful rays.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What does the sun give us?
Vitamin D.
What does everyone who came down with COVID have in common?
According to our esteemed
According
VA,
to
vitamin D.
Vitamin D shortage. Yep, they had a deficiency in vitamin D. Now we're going to further block out the sun and cut the vitamin D down even further. You can't
Makes
make
no-
it up.
I know, but you know something, Bill, I was looking, there's something behind you back there that's real green and tall,
Tree.
a tree. Okay, I just
know.
had a conversation last night. They taught us in high school about photosynthesis, how the trees use the light from the sun and help with oxygen production for and you to breathe. I don't know a plant that's on this planet that'll survive if you cut down the amount of sunlight on it.
It makes no sense. Okay, now this is the same guy, if you'll think back, who used to create computer viruses and then sell you the program to defeat the viruses.
Yes.
Kind of like creating a disease, selling you the vaccine. That's speculation. I'm not gonna go there.
My question is, like I said, this is why we need to keep our guns, because they're doing this crazy ass crap. Yeah, they need to be shot. This is insane. This is insane.
And it just gets stranger every day. I mean, okay, you've seen Biden has now appointed a committee to investigate the possibility of restructuring the Supreme Court.
Well, he's not. That's because he's trying to make the laws like the way the Democrats want.
I've got a point there.
People, teach your children, Lord. This country was started with the checks and balances that are in place to prevent one person ever ruling this country. That is why we have the Senate. That is why we have Congress. That is why we have the Supreme Court. Checks and balances to keep everybody in check so that one person doesn't tell you, hey, you can't have no guns. The only time you can go on vacation is when I tell you to, but I'm going to put you to work in this factory and you work there until I tell you to stop. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well,
So-
did you see what our illustrious leader put out this weekend?
No, but I'm afraid it's gonna.
Guaranteed. Well, this is our leader. Donald J. Trump. He is guaranteed.
Okay, who got wind blowing again?
He is guaranteed that we were going to retake the House.
Who has?
Trump.
Oh,
He put out a guarantee that we'll retake the House in the next election.
hey, I say he's got a lot more people behind him right now too.
Yeah.
And that was going to bring me to my point. How are we going to try and stop them from doing all of this? One, everybody has to get involved. You're going to have to. Like Trump said, we're going to have to vet all of these rhinos, get them out. You know who they are. And Trump's already put out that, you know, any man that he's backing, you know, that's going to be the one to vote for. So we've got to get involved and get these people working for us, because the way it's going now, they think that we work for them.
Yep. They think that they are the elite ruling class, but that's not the way our government is set up. They are supposed to be our representatives. They work for us.
Yes.
We got to remind them of that.
And the way to do it
Vote 'em out.
is
Get them out.
vote, and also hit them in their pockets too. And Bill, we even mentioned, you know, where these people are getting involved in their local politics, mainly on their school boards, because what they're teaching these kids, Lord help us, man. We cannot keep letting communists teach our kids. And yeah, I said that. And I don't necessarily blame the teachers, because someone brought up a point the other day, you know, if teacher speaks out, then, you know, that could be a teacher's job, you know, the thought of them being fired.
Yeah.
So they don't necessarily speak. So parents have to back the teachers, and these people on these school boards, like I said, they need to teach what needs to be taught, not what comes from California and what comes from New York. Those, oh, we got great ideas that came from California. No, we got great ideas that came from New York City.
And you've seen yourself area we work in.
Mm,
Some of our newer employees have a hard time writing a report. Punctuation, no spelling. They struggle.
yeah.
And these are guys that supposedly made really good grades in school. But they struggle. They're not teaching the basic reading, writing, and arithmetic.
No.
You know.
They literally have said, and that, you know, writing is dead.
Yeah.
You know, here's another point too. My own child, nothing against her. Smart. She's going to medical school. But if I write something out in cursive, it takes her a while to read it. That sounds terrible, because you wrote in cursive, I wrote in cursive. You know, I feel like if we needed to win a war, all we need to do is write out things in cursive and send it, because nobody else knows how to read it.
They couldn't decode it.
I mean, my daughter knows how to, she can write cursive, and she can write her name in cursive for a signature. But if I was to write like pages and pages in cursive, she would be sitting there for hours trying to figure it out. As bad as that sounds, we are failing our children.
Yes, we are.
We are failing them. This should not be the way it is. Those things should, just like you said, Bill, be basic things that should be covered in school: reading, writing, and arithmetic.
And not this new math, because they can't add and subtract and multiply either. I don't know how this, I watched somebody do a problem in the new math.
Right.
And it took them 20 minutes drawing these little boxes and doing all this wazoo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When it was a simple equation. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I'll give you this one, and this was told to me by a coworker of ours, Bill. We were talking about math. Get this: a guy had to close the store because his registers went down. And it's like, why did you close your store? Well, my registers went down. Okay, but why did you close your store? It's like, well, we can't calculate out the money. And he had some young people working for him. And it's like, you can get a calculator and a piece of paper and still function, And from my own experience, Bill, I remember I worked at Wendy's drive-through, and the register went down. Did they close Wendy's? No. I didn't even have a calculator. And people were coming up, and it was like we were writing down their order, how much it was. I think it was something that the register, you could punch in the order and it'll give you the total. But if you tried to punch in the change or the amount they gave you and give you the change back, it wouldn't calculate. So I did it all in my head at the drive-through and kept traffic flowing. If you gave that to someone today who's 20 years old, they would have a meltdown.
Have you ever went up and it's been, say your bill was $20.39,
Yeah.
or say it was $19.29. You give them a 20 and 29 cents and they look at you like you're crazy. You wanted to get rid of the change and get $1 back.
Yeah.
They look at you like, you gave me too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, what do you want me to do? Is that a tip? I mean, you gave me too much. I mean, they'll sit there and look at you forever. I can't figure it out.
We've got to, I have thought about it. I've been thinking about looking into seeing about how to get on the school board, even though I don't have any children. I mean, but the stupid crap that they're wanting to teach kids is ridiculous. If I had it my way, I know everybody harps on education back in the 80s, but my goodness, it's a whole lot better than what they teaching now. I mean, you can tweak it a little bit, but I'd rather go back to 1980s math versus this bull.
I get you. We're now at 40.
So, but what else do you got to say on it, Bill? I mean, anything?
Just people need to watch what's going on. I mean, God, every day I turn on the TV, I just walk back and I'm like, are you kidding me? How have we let this happen in this country? I don't get it. We have let it happen. We've sat by and let it happen.
Yeah. They have really put their people in the positions. They've kind of worked on this for a while. It didn't happen overnight. And let's put one thing out there, people. Don't be afraid to tell someone that they don't know what they're doing. Just because they have a degree doesn't necessarily make them the end all be all, because there are plenty of people out there who have degrees, who went to big colleges, who've done all these things that can't peel a potato. I mean,
Can't do math or write cursive.
exactly. This is ridiculous. So, get involved. We have got to get involved. We're at that point. Everyone has to do something. We're trying to get you the information. That way you're not in the dark totally. And like I said, I'm actually thinking about trying to figure out how to do this school board thing. I may not make it. Maybe I can get somebody on there who's got some sense. If you can help do that, help someone get on the school board who actually has some sense, who can be that voice, because we got to teach these kids. They're literally turning our kids into little sheep to follow them into the factories to work for the elites. That's what they want. But I've said my spiel. I've been on my soapbox. You got anything else, Bill?
Just want to enjoy my blue collar Minuteman koozie and hang out here at the lake.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy one of those later too.
This is our little, notice our sticker there. It goes right on our little koozie.
Love it.
We do
So,
have those stickers. So.
oh yeah, we're still working on that. And I've got a few more ideas for it. But anything else, Bill?
That's about it. Oh, there's a million other things. It's just
Oh yeah.
my blood's boiling already.
The main thing is, people, it's okay to say this stuff that they want to do is completely stupid. Blocking out the sun is the most dumbest thing you've ever heard of in your life. That is dumb. This about, having to take the vaccine before letting states open. You better get on the phone to your state government right now and tell them, look, we're not listening to that crap.
All right. Let me just throw something in here real quick. We're not telling you don't go get the vaccine. We're not telling you go get the vaccine. We're giving you our opinion. You do with it what you want. But forcing you to do something, not right. If you don't want to take it, you have the right not to take it.
Right. You're absolutely right. My message might have been getting misconstrued there. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that we're not preaching one way or another. We're putting information out. We're telling you how we feel and what we're doing, and then you make your decision on what you're doing. Otherwise, either way you choose, it's your right.
Yep. All I'm going to say is vitamin D, zinc, and Zyrtec have helped me tremendously.
Me too.
but that's all we got. Hey, follow us on YouTube. Follow Blue Collar Minutemen on Rumble. We do have our Facebook page, BCMM, but there's not a lot that gets posted on there because of all of the restrictions. But we're
Spreely.
Yep.
And MeWe.
And let's not forget
Website.
our website. I'm trying to stay on top of that with some different things. I'm going to try to put up some new photos here pretty soon. Hopefully give some people some different stuff to look at. But check out our website. Always something good on there. Also, DuckDuckGo. Use that as your search engine. We're now using it. I don't even use Google anymore. Everything I run through is DuckDuckGo. Proton Mail, if you want a good email system that is safe and secure from outside influence, I'll say. So, but that's it for us here at the Blue Collar Minutemen. Wherever you're at, hope you're enjoying this wonderful day like Bill. And we'll see you soon next time. See you soon next time. Yep.
Yeah.